What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down CeeDee Lamb's route running. I think he is one of the best receivers in college football, if not the best. And please leave in the comments, guys, who you guys would like to see me break down next. Let's get started. So this first route, CeeDee Lamb's working as a post out. Now, as you can see, he's got some distance. His DB's in zone coverage. His eyes are inside, so he's in a back pedal. He's bailing out of there. So while he's bailing out of there, CeeDee Lamb is real patient. He does a great job of changing his speeds throughout the route, and that's something you can learn from him. So what he does is he takes it up to this fourth outside, puts his foot in the ground and gives this sudden stick with a little bit of head movement outside, a little bit of shoulder movement, a shoulder jab, and he's pushing and he's exploding upfield. Now, when he explodes upfield, guys, that's when he changes his speed. Foot in the ground, exploding hard for 3 steps. Now, what that does is that gets this DB to commit. He shoots his head around back to the quarterback. He gives the quarterback a look like this ball's coming on a bang 8 right now. Bang 8 is a post right off of that fourth outside step. He's trying to hit him before the hash. That's what he's selling. As you can see, he gets this DB to fully commit his hips, his eyes. He starts coming down hard, 3 steps, foot in the ground. So he breaks off this post. 1, 2, 3, stick, exploding off of this step, gets flat down this line right now, shoots his head around, looking back to this quarterback. DB does not have enough time to react. At this high level of college football, that's all the separation you need, guys. Now, this is an underthrown ball that we're about to see right here. This is a great job of being strong with his hands and just taking it from this DB. You guys ask me a lot, how do I get better at catching in traffic? This is how. Having strong hands, taking it away from this DB, being physical, getting our ball, go get our ball, and then score and shoot upfield. Now, let's watch this thing in full speed so you can see the speed change that CeeDee Lamb does right off the line. So as you can see, patient, stick fast, 3 steps, shoots his head back around, strong hands, gets upfield, shoots upfield for the score. That's where speed change comes into play, and we're going to talk a lot about that during this video. All right, so this is against Alabama. So DB's off. He's playing this catch technique. So what that is that's pretty much essentially man, but he's off, like almost a soft press look. CeeDee Lamb does a great job of closing this distance with the DB. Again, being very patient off the line. Look, he's not running hard, not pumping his arms, foot in the ground. Now he's going to be shooting back outside. Now, this doesn't get the DB to bite that much, but I want you to see how he's pushing off this inside arch of his foot. He's trying to explode back up outside right now. This ball's going to be up quick. He has great chemistry with Kyler Murray, but when you slow play it, you could kind of sometimes get in trouble with the chemistry, but I'm sure Kyler and him have worked that 100 times over. So DB does a great job of getting hands on him. He's playing it well, but CeeDee Lamb is always expecting back shoulder. A little bit of a push off here, but I think it's not a push off because he's just getting his hands off of him. He's not actually pushing him off. Violent hands, guys. Our hands aren't just working at the release. Our hands are working all the way throughout this route. So he's at the top of the route here. Fights his hands off, gets some separation, expecting that back shoulder throw. Kyler gives him a good ball, and he scores for this touchdown. That's the key there, guys. DB played it well, slow played off the line, probably studied this off of film, gets hands on him, violent hands. Hands comes into play, playing receiver as well. Head around, expects that back shoulder for a catch. Let's watch this thing full speed. So nice and patient. Stick upfield, violent hands, expect the back shoulder, catch this ball. All right, so this is just a straight-up speed out right now. CeeDee's breaking off his 3rd inside step. So you can break out that 3rd inside or that 4th inside, depending on the play. Now, Kyler wants this ball out quick. Now, this DB is bailing. How you can tell his hips are open to the inside, so I'm guessing it's zone. No DB is going to play man coverage and give this receiver the inside of the field because he wants to wall you into the sideline. That's the goal of his man coverage right now. He doesn't want to give you the entire middle of the field. So he's bailing out of there. CeeDee recognizes this, but also what he's doing is giving himself room from the sideline. So he's working up here, giving himself room, attacking this DB inside to get him to overcommit. Now, stems it inside. Now he stems it back inside, and he makes this sudden stick on this route to his blind spot. Stick in the ground right to that DB's blind spot right here. He's completely turned around. We call that his weak hip, his weak side, his blind spot. Stick in the ground, shoots his head back around, gets flat, and catches this ball. Now, what I want you to notice off of this is how he's going to get separation is because he attacked his blind spot. Yes, but you guys always ask, how can I get better after the catch? How can I catch this ball, work on getting upfield? So when he's working upfield, he's going to make this guy miss. He stops right on a dime, just like he's running a curl or a dig or a comeback where you got to sink your hips. You got to have violent hips. Makes that guy miss, and then he's able to get upfield for a couple more yards. But I want you to see right here how violent his hips are. He's going full speed, and he's able to just stop right now on a dime. Two to three steps in and out of that break, making this guy miss, and then he's able to get upfield for at least 3 more yards. So let's watch this in full speed again. Here we go. Coming off the line, attack that blind spot, stick, shoot that head around, get flat, catch, work on getting upfield right now. Violent hips, make the guy miss. All right, so this play here, CeeDee's going to be running a stop route. So when he's coming up off this route, again, he's nice, kind of patient off the line, about 1-2 steps off the line. He's very patient off here. Patient, closing the distance with this guy. Foot in the ground. Now, he wants his DB to feel like he's going fade. He wants this DB right here. He did a great job of getting him on his hip. He wants that DB to feel him on his hip, so he's turning upfield and running with him, thinking that it's a fade right now. He wants him to think that it's fade. Now, what CeeDee does a great job of here is attacking that back of his arm, his elbow area, back of his shoulder, because what a lot of guys will do is they'll attack those hands. They'll fight those hands. You don't want to fight those hands as a receiver. You want to get to that point of control. In the back of his arm, back of his elbow, the back of his shoulder, that is a point of control. So, swipes him off, shoots his head back around. Now, what I want you to also see is how violent his hips are. His hips are so violent that he's able to get in and get out of this thing, shoot his head back around. DB's flying upfield because he was physical with his hands. And that's not a penalty because the ball wasn't out of Kyler's hands yet, so it's not a push. Now, you got to be able to do both things at the same time. Receivers got to be able to have violent hips, got to work their hands, got to have a plan for both, their feet and their hands. But look at this. What violent hips gets you is out of a break in 2 steps. See, a lot of guys will do this right here, and they'll break, and they'll take 4 extra steps. CeeDee's able to just do it in 2 because he's in that explosive position with his hips. Like he's almost doing a squat. He's got great hip flexibility, great hip strength. And he's able to just turn out of this thing right now and catch this ball and fall upfield. Now, see what he does right here is he doesn't try to make this guy miss and make 100 moves and then break up the big gain. He realizes where he's at on the field. There's probably a 3rd down. There are the sticks. He catches this ball, and he just falls forward right now getting this first down. That is a very smart play, a very intelligent play, but one of the best receivers in college football, and I think he's going to be a great pro. So let's watch this thing full speed. So patient off the line, full speed, get him on his hip, shot him by, violent hips, falls forward. It's a first down. All right, so this is where you can get in trouble, guys. This is where you can get in trouble with kind of the speed change, because I know a lot of you are going to see this video and you're going to want to incorporate that into your game, which makes a lot of sense. It's a great method, but you got to have to be on the same page as the quarterback. So he's real slow off the line. And as you can see, Kyler's working this RPO right now. He's making sure this backer's coming in the box, so he's going to try to hit this slant right in the window. Now, he sees CeeDee coming off of here, and then he kicks up into second gear, and he's expecting him to be in a spot where he's not because he's a little bit slow off the line. Now, this is a great method. I just don't think him and Kyler are on the same page. So he's slow. He closes the distance with this guy. What it does is it gets him to fall asleep. He's on his heels right now. He's thinking that he may be coming up on the fade like we saw earlier in that video where he scored, but instead he puts his foot in the ground and shoots out of there, pushing off that inside arch of his foot so he could just shoot straight across right up on this slant and get this ball. But Kyler's expecting him to be someplace he's not, maybe expecting him to be there a little bit quicker, and then he overthrows and he misses this throw by a little bit. That's where we can get in trouble, guys. Maybe he could have caught that, maybe not, but I think if he comes off this thing full speed and maybe attacks this fade outside right now, foot in the ground, gets up into the spot where he should be, it's a completion for a touchdown, but they just weren't on the same page as that. But this is a great method to get open against a slant. I think they just need to have a little bit better chemistry, but I like the slow play, stick, full speed. Throw is just a little bit high, and sometimes that's going to happen. Let's watch it full speed, slow play, stick fast, just a little bit high. All right, so now a lot of you receivers always want to get better at blocking, and that's a foundational part of this, and CeeDee Lamb is one of the best in the country, and look at how he blocks this. He doesn't wait for this guy. See, a lot of you, what you'll do is you'll get to this point right here. He's selling like he's just running a fade right now. He's running his guy off, but he also will still make a block on this play. He doesn't wait for him. You know what I mean? A lot of you guys will just sit right here and wait. You'll wait for this DB to come to you, and then you react off of him. CeeDee doesn't do that. He comes straight for this guy, straight in for the kill, and is blocking him. Now, I want you to see one thing. Look at his feet. His feet never stop. He doesn't just want to stalemate and hold this guy. He's running his feet. He's trying to run him out of the back of the end zone. And here, breaks off. That's why you keep your feet moving right here. That is why you keep your feet moving on this. He breaks away, keeps his feet moving, still working, still working, still working. Blocks him, and then they end up scoring. And then CeeDee flexes on him. That's a great job of just keeping your feet moving, always being on the attack. Anytime we're blocking receivers, you always want to be on the attack. Let's watch this thing full speed. So he's coming off the line here, sounding like he's running this fade. Keep those feet moving, just working, driving him back, loses him, keeps his feet moving, keeps working, keeps driving him back, and he scored for the touchdown. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, please leave in the comments who you guys would like to see me break down next, and I'll see you guys next time.